Okay guys, Sixers kicked the crap out of us last night. What can we take away from this game? As always, cup is going to be half full here. Why? Because this is a marathon, not a sprint. And last night, it was very clear that the Sixers brought their A game for one game. Do they have our conditioning? We'll wait and see. But Nick Nurse's gut on this is just like mine. The Sixers played great, but do they have it in the tank to do it every game? Here's Nurse on the subject.
I'm not surprised they were highly motivated and ready to go. And rebounding is a lot about just straight desire, hustle, and speed and physicality. I would imagine that was probably number one on their list of emphasis here this week going into the game, and they had all of those just a notch ahead of us tonight. I think there's a lot of expectations on them. I think they were going to try to bully us right off the floor and deliver a blow to see if we'll go away.
And B just knocked them aside.
Now we're going to find out if we will or not.
Totally. So are we going to show up in game 2, guys? What do you think? Write it in the comments. Do the Raptors show up in game 2? Is this series over in 4 games? It does not take an elephant's memory to remember that in 2019, in game 1 against Orlando, the 7th seed, when we're the number 2 seed, we went down 0-1 and Lowry barely scored any points and everyone was like freaking out, the sky is falling. Please guys, no chicken littles. We went on to win that series and then subsequently face these same Sixers. And I think, even though we lost game 2 and it went to game 7, I'm pretty sure, I'm a little foggy, but the game ended something like this in game 7.
Kawhi up top, looks at the clock, turns the corner for the win!
Where would you say the process is right now?
I don't give a damn about the process.
It was really hard on us. And this guy, to see him fly again is just something special. My point being, Raptors fans, if you give Nick Nurse videotape, you're done. Wasn't there one more series before we faced Golden State that year? Oh yeah, it was freaking Milwaukee. And what happened to them again? Oh yeah, they beat us in the first 2 games. And then we came back and swept their asses when Giannis won MVP, man. Don't give Nick Nurse videotape. Do not give this man anything. Just ask the Warriors the same year. Yes, I concede Durant's out, but they're miles above us in salary that year. We are complete David versus Goliath. And this man, with Durant down, employs a box +1 to beat Clay, Steph, and a very sad Draymond, who had to bring it up to Freddie at the All-Star game.
I don't know. A lot of people say y'all don't go on to win that NBA championship.
Is there seriously nothing you couldn't have asked him better than this, Draymond? After all these years, he's an all-star.
Yeah, I mean, I don't agree with that. That we had the depth, and there were just certain matchups that we could pick on, and like we had specific things that we was hunting for. Okay,
absolutely.
Y'all can argue that. Y'all can argue that for the rest of y'all life.
Our boys that year got rings on their finger, and there's a banner in the burning rafters of Scotiabank Center because they beat you fair and square. And if you disagree, Draymond, if you can't think of better material to talk about when you get Freddie All-Star on your show next time, think of this. Your first ring you earned when Kevin Love and Kyrie Irving were injured. Cry more, dude. Get over it. Jesus. Go hug Shaq, buddy. I digress. The point is, Pascal Siakam, does it matter how much the Sixers won last night by?
We could have lost by 50 tonight. It makes one game. We got to go back, watch the film, get back.
They're watching tape right now. They're studying you. 76ers fans. We here in Toronto genuinely appreciate the toughness, the grit, the hustle, the determination, the leadership that comes out of Philly. We got history.
I think my eyebrow just singed a little bit.
Yes, Sixers fans, we in the North respect this rivalry. We know that some of the best moments in hoops history have come because of the players that played for these two franchises against one another. So we wish you a great series and best of luck. And personally, I even wish your team health because I don't want you crying like freaking Draymond if we beat you. And I say this as 2 of our key cogs went down last night in Scotty Barnes and Thad Young. But am I gonna spend time on that in this video? Hell no. Why? Because there's a saying in the NBA, but for most teams, it's a cliche. For us, we live it. It's next man up north of the border. You will not see us crying if we go home in this series. This man is studying that tape right now and teaching his disciples, every single one of them, top of the bench to the end of the bench, is bought in, and they're coming to beat you. If you cannot do what you did last night, which took maximum effort, in game 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, we're going to beat you. And it's going to be embarrassing again. Where's Joel? Your team had such a perfect game in game 1 that you can't sustain it. It's just not possible. Freddie said it like this.
51% from the field, 16 for 32. They had 10 offensive rebounds. They only missed 5 free throws. They had 3 turnovers on the game, 3. I mean, I don't know if it gets much better than that. So we certainly helped them a lot in those areas, but they played a heck of a game. So give them credit. We'll lace them up on Monday and then give it another shot.
But I get it, Philly fans. Maybe you don't trust Fred VanVleet to not be biased. Maybe you need some, encouragement from your own coach. Surely he thinks you can repeat what you did last night.
It's the same thing they do to us. Yeah, but listen, I don't expect every night for us to all have those numbers.
That's a little awkward, Doc. But hey, who needs your coach? Sixers fans, I'm sure you'll be fine. I'm sure Nick Nurse won't figure out how to steal a game. Go to sleep, sweetheart. Save your strength for Giannis. But now I want to address Raptors fans. My fellow Raptors fans, I want to say to you, don't get caught up in the flops and the phantom calls and the BS from the whistle last night, because the whistle can literally be summed up in these 8 seconds.
Philadelphia wins the opening tip. And a foul is going to be charged on the first possession by Fred VanVleet.
The whistle was absolutely atrocious, and that guy was flopping all over the court, the big baby. Here's a few soft calls and flops from game 1.
Opportunities. Khem is down on the court, still down.
Please understand, this elbow at this end and then this weak call at this end, I'm not complaining about the whistle. I'm complaining about the inconsistency of it.
Picking off, there's Embiid, there's a foul underneath. I'm confused.
And here, maybe a block call, but why the late whistle?
VanVleet had 2 fouls early on in this contest. In a blocking foul. I'm confused. Kayla, here's VanVleet now attacking in the paint with the left and taking contact. I'm confused.
This was an obvious foul on Fred.
Embiid. Count it. And the foul. I'm confused. Complimented big time. TWINKLETOES looking for his first field goal. And offensive foul. I'm confused.
Harden's looking for a whistle that doesn't exist in today's NBA anymore unless your name is Joel Embiid.
I'm confused.
The calls that your players are expecting, like this one, will not exist for 7 games because referees watch videotape too, and franchises petition the league after games like this where the whistle is one-sided. So congratulations, you won 1 game with these calls. Can you keep up the effort? Can you get a good whistle still? I don't think it's gonna happen. Now, while I show you the injury report for game 2, let me show you the box score because the cup is half full. We lose Scotty and Thad at least probably for a game each, as I'm gonna guess. It could be way worse for both of them. But the bottom line is, OG's just getting back in the lineup. The blue underlines. GTjr is potentially injured, but if he plays, expect good things. And then Khem played limited minutes, but played really well due to elbows to the head. Remember these 2 alley-oops.
Sending multiple help to Harden, right? And then you're stunting at people.
Birch at the rim from VanVleet.
Up top.
Pascal to Birch.
Precious Achiuwa looked fantastic towards the end of the game. First of all, TWINKLETOES was on full display. This time against Paul Reed. Then we see him against Embiid. Watch him stay down here. Embiid even flops. This, of course, leads to what we want to do all the time in a transition bucket here. Nice, easy one. Great passing here. And then we see him on, I think this one's on Harden. Oh no, it's Embiid again. Watch Embiid again try and bait the call, but Precious stays down. Great job by Precious, not baited.
Offensively, his ability to blend with others and make plays for others. Hard in the denial. He pass, here's ACHIUWA. And OG with a left.
And we know that's not all we're seeing from Precious these days. We know what his offense is doing. Watch him in the bottom corner here on EMBID.
He's in better shape. At 19 and 12, ACHIUWA goes baseline, plus the foul, and he'll head to the free throw line.
It's fair to say a few Raptors got their feet wet. Oh, this is embarrassing for EMBID. Now I know you Sixers fans are thinking Precious ACHIUWA got lucky there. He'd never do that twice on all NBA D-man Big Joe. Well, here for prosperity's sake, Sixer fans, is the truth. Precious did it to Joel twice in game 1. Now Precious misses on this one, which means you won't see Stephen A talking about it.
And Precious unable to finish that slam dunk.
You're not gonna keep up, Joel. Oh yes, Sixer fans, an exhausted 290 hits the floor awful hard. Oh, I'm gonna take you to school, Pascal. Whoops. And the award for best flopper from Cameroon. Kaboom! Just look at this big baby start chirping the refs after flopping twice. Dude, it's the fourth quarter. They're already onto you. Good luck getting calls for the rest of the series, you baby. Then we got 6 fouls on Fred VanVleet and Chris Boucher. Neither one of those two players fouled out during the regular season.
I'll let you guys talk about the officiating a little bit more. I don't know if the fines are the same on the other side of the table. So I've been a pretty good defender in this league for a few years now. So I feel like, I know how to defend without fouling. Not my best defensive performance, but again, there's a lot of basketball left to play, and I got to get some different angles. I watched them from the game angle after the game, so I'm not too upset about it. I feel like I was right.
Should the whistle continue? If it does, the league has serious problems. Here's Nick Nurse.
But if we're legal defensively, that they're going to call those, right? Like, we had a couple times where we beat him to the spot and he bowled us right over and they just let him lay it in. I don't care if you're 5'11" and 160 pounds. If you beat him to the spot and he runs you over, it's a foul. I thought he threw 3 or 4 elbows to the face. He got called for 1. We're going to stand in there, but we just need, if we're legal defensively, then we got to have him called, or we don't have a chance. Period. Nobody can guard that guy if he's just going to let him run. They're just going to let him run you over time and time again. But we're going to stand in there and we'll see if we don't get a few more elbow to the face calls and a few more beating them to the spot calls.
Whatever, you lose one game, and guess what? The Sixers played fucking great, and the referees will definitely be looking at the whistle differently after the Raptors show some clips to the league. I have to say, I do not think the Sixers can replicate this for 7 games. If they played like that all the time, they'd be looking at a Larry this year. Kawhi, you think they can? Oh shit, buddy. Enjoy game 2. It's all about the Larrys.
This is Chef's Kiss approved. Mwah!